After a treacherous climb through blizzards and a desperate fight for survival against a deadly monster, the Straw Hat Pirates finally found themselves standing in the throne room of the Drum Castle. But their journey to save their friend, Nami, had pulled them into something much bigger than a simple rescue mission. The island of Drum was under siege once again. The evil King Wapol had returned, and he was hungry for his crown. This is where our finale begins, not with a celebration, but with a final, desperate battle for the soul of an entire kingdom. The fight for Drum Island was chaotic and fierce. It wasn't just a brawl between pirates and soldiers, it was a revolution. While our heroes clashed with the enemy, the people of the island, led by the loyal Dalton, finally found the courage to fight back against the man who had abandoned them. They were no longer just victims, they were fighters. Let's break down how the tyrant fell. In his greed and desperation, had used a devil fruit to merge with his castle and his weapons, creating a grotesque, living fortress. It was a symbol of his selfish rule, consuming everything around him just to make himself bigger. Up in the castle, Luffy and Vivi faced this monster head-on. But Luffy, true to his nature, didn't see an invincible king. He just saw another bully who needed to be punched. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew handled the chaos below. Zoro, moving like a blur of steel, cut down the weaponized soldiers with ease, proving why he's one of the most feared swordsmen on the seas. Usopp, despite his fear, used his clever tricks to protect the villagers, showing that courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about acting even when you are. But the real teamwork came from Luffy and Sanji. In a moment of perfect synchronization, they launched Wapol into the sky with a combined attack that sent the false king flying far, far away, never to be seen again. With that single punch, the chains of fear were broken. The people of Drum Island cheered. Their long night was finally over. With the island safe, the spotlight shifted to the smallest and most unlikely hero of the arc, Tony Chopper. Chopper wasn't just a strange reindeer who could walk and talk. He was a living example of Dr. Hiriluk's belief that no one is born into this world to be alone. But despite finding a family with Dr. Kiriha, and despite his burning desire to see the world, Chopper was scared. He had been hurt by humans his entire life. He expected rejection. When Luffy, in his simple, straightforward way, shouted, "You're my nakama. You're coming with us," Chopper froze. This was the moment he had dreamed of, but his heart was trapped by his past. He hesitated. He made excuses. He ran back to Dr. Kiriha, expecting her to tell him to stay. But Kiriha was a woman of tough love. She knew Chopper had to leave the nest. She yelled at him, calling him an idiot for wanting to sail with such a reckless captain. She made him feel like he was making a mistake. It was harsh, it was painful, and it was exactly what he needed to let go. Because underneath that anger, Chopper found she had secretly packed his medical bag, his most treasured possession. She wasn't pushing him away. She was setting him free. This brings us to the most beautiful and heartbreaking moment of the season. As the Going Merry sailed away from the icy shores of Drum Island, Chopper stood on the deck, tears streaming down his furry face. He was leaving his home. He was leaving the only mother he had ever known. He was stepping into the complete unknown. And then it happened. From the highest peak of the castle, Dr. Kiriha fired a cannon into the sky. But it wasn't a weapon. It was a gift. The shell exploded high above the island, and instead of fire and smoke, pink powder rained down, blanketing the snowy mountains in a flurry of artificial cherry blossoms. This was the dream. Years ago, Dr. Hiriluk had told Chopper that he wanted to cure the world. He wanted to create a pink snow that would prove that people's hearts could be healed. He died believing it was impossible. But standing there on the rock, Kiriha proved him right. She set off his miracle for the entire island to see. For Chopper, watching from the ship, it was a message. It was a goodbye. It was Dr. Hiriluk and Dr. Kiriha telling him that his dream was real, that he was loved, and that it was okay to chase his future. He fell to his knees sobbing, but for the first time, they were tears of joy. The reindeer who was once alone was now exactly where he belonged. As the cherry blossoms faded, the mood on the castle balcony turned serious. Dalton, the new king in all but name, confessed that he believed Luffy might be the one to find the One Piece. Dr. Kiriha, leaning against the railing with a glass of sake, agreed. Luffy, she said, reminded her of the pirate king himself. But then she corrected a piece of history. Gold Roger, she said, was a lie spread by the world government. His real name was Gold D. Roger, and Luffy? His name is Monkey D. Luffy. That single letter D is not just an initial. It's a thread connecting Luffy to the most legendary pirate who ever lived. It's a mystery that has haunted the world for decades. Dr. Kuriha raised her glass and whispered, "May the will of D live on." It's a cryptic toast, a hint at a bloodline that the gods of the world, the celestial dragons, the world government, fear. It suggests that Luffy's journey is not random. It is written in his blood. He carries the same enemy of the gods curse that Roger carried. And it is this curse that will lead him into conflict with the most powerful forces in the world. With their new friend Chopper on board as the crew's doctor, the Straw Hats set sail once more. Their destination, the desert kingdom of Alabasta. Princess Vivi was going home. But Luffy, stubborn as ever, refused to just drop her off. They were going to war for her, but they weren't the only ones heading for the desert. In the depths of the ocean, Marine Captain Smoker and his determined partner Tashigi received a garbled transmission. They believed the Straw Hats had kidnapped a princess. Duty called, and they turned their ships toward Alabasta, ready to capture Luffy and his crew. And then we finally saw the puppeteer pulling the strings. Vivi had spent the entire season terrified of the mysterious Mr. Zero, the leader of the criminal organization Baroque Works. The mask finally came off. In a dark, luxurious room, a man with a scarred face, a heavy coat, and a hook for a hand stepped out of the shadows. It was Sir Crocodile, Joe Manganiello, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, pirates who are allied with the world government. He is powerful, he is cunning, and he is the one plotting to destroy Alabasta. And standing beside him was the woman known only as Miss All Sunday. She was elegant, mysterious, and dangerous. As she removed her hood, she was revealed to be Nico Robin Lara Abova, a woman with a bounty on her head so high that she is considered a demon by the government. She is the key to unlocking the Void Century, the lost history of the world. Crocodile looked out over the desert and uttered 2 words that sealed the fate of millions. Operation Utopia. So, as the season ends, we leave our heroes sailing toward the horizon, completely unaware of the storm that awaits them. The Marines are hunting them. A warlord is plotting against them. And a woman carrying the secrets of the ancient world has just entered their orbit. The Drum Island arc gave us a new crewmate, a miracle of cherry blossoms, and a heartbreaking farewell. But the Alabasta arc promises to test the Straw Hats like never before. Luffy carries the will of D. Vivi carries the fate of her kingdom, and together, they are sailing straight into a war. The Grand Line is just getting started.
And that's it from me. If you liked this video, subscribe to ShowSlab, new reviews dropping every week. Comment below what you want reviewed next. Peace.